Black Swan Media Studio.
All right, let me start that over. Sorry, I have my thing down. Record.
Coming to you from the Black Swan Media Studios, this is Fireside Chats, talking to the real difference makers in the world. Now, here is your host, John Crump.
Welcome. It is the time of year, time of day, whatever you want to say. I see Zach Carr. Can't freaking talk. We stop that. Wolverine! Do a Wolverine yell for Zach Carr, who is a channel member. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist with MLN.com. I report on the ATF, FBI, and all the agencies and organizations that want to violate your God-given and constitutionally protected right. Remember, the Constitution does, the Bill of Rights at least, does not grant you rights. It just acknowledges them. I'm also a gun rights advocate with Gun Owners of America. This is my show, and we are sponsored by the wonderful people over at Tusk.
Proudly sponsored by TUSC, the only cryptocurrency designed with the firearms market in mind, with 3-second processing times. It's the fastest cryptocurrency on the planet. With lower transaction fees than traditional credit cards. It's perfect for your e-commerce needs. For gun guys, by gun guys. Visit TUSC.network for more information and join the digital revolution.
We are also sponsored by Black Swan Tactical. Black Swan Tactical is my t-shirt shop where you can get this awesome t-shirt. Feature Felons of America. We also have patches coming out. We have 39 of each left. The limited edition. One is glow in the dark and the other one is red and black. If you go over to blackswantactical.com, you can go ahead and get one of these patches. It would be quite awesome of you, help support the channel.
Black Swan Tactical, your number one source for 2A streetwear. With shirts, mugs, hats, patches, flags, and more. There's always something to help you rep the 2A community. All proceeds go back into our projects. Viewers and listeners can take an additional 10% off with code CRUMPY. Unapologetically pro-gun, pro-liberty, and pro-freedom gear for the front lines of the culture war.
Yes, and everyone out there needs to follow Toxic Patch Co. on Instagram. They are awesome people, and they are making the patches that we are selling. We have 39 of each left for pre-order. They're $10 each. Go to blackswantactical.com. I also have a Patreon. If you like what I do here and you like all the breaking, hard-hitting news that I do, you can help support me and help support the work we do. And plus, basically, I don't really keep anything that goes to my Patreon anyway, so when I say that, it's kind of a lie, but it's going to good causes. How about that? I will say that. It's going to good causes, and it helps me take the other money, which I would usually give to those good causes. But since you good people are giving to it, actually, I'll probably give that money to it as well. It's good causes anyway. Just do whatever. I don't care. All right. So let me bring in my co-host, and his name is Crashing Rich. What's up,
Thanks,
Crash?
buddy. Thanks, Crumpy.
I'm going to call you Crash Override from that shitty hacker movie.
Okay. So I guess I realized my thoughts weren't correct when I was hanging out with Josh at the bar, and he's like, meet Josh, and Josh. I thought he was just joshing me.
Oh. Ha ha ha. Yeah, whatever. What's up to AEDU? All right, I'm back. What's up to you, AEDU? How are you doing? Let me bring on Black Diamond Guns and Gear. What is up, my friend Josh?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Now, do you want me to call you Black Diamond Guns and Gear? Do you want me to call you Josh? Do you want me to call you Dave? Do you want me to call you Sam? What do you want me to call you?
Josh is fine. Big Josh, whatever. Big guy. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Did you like my T-shirt design? I'm with Josh.
Yeah, that's really funny, man.
I'm going to call you Jeff. All right, Jeff.
That works.
Yeah. Here, this is Josh. He runs an awesome YouTube channel. So if you go to Black Diamonds Guns and Gear on call him Black Diamond. All right, Black Diamond. If you go to Black Diamond Guns and Gear, you can see his video. Just don't call him dude. All right, dude. No idea what that's about. And I can just call you big white tactical guy with a beard. How about that?
Yeah, I mean that works too. I guess I'm not very tactical though. Like,
how about big guy?
Less tactical than a lot of other people.
Big white guy with a gun and a beard.
Yeah.
Josh is one of the tactically bearded guys I could tell apart from the other tactically bearded guys.
It's my glasses.
All right, that works. Whatever. All right, so I just want to get into who you are. Then we're going to get into the situation you are in. What are you doing on YouTube?
On YouTube specifically, nothing. I mean, we're basically we throw out videos whenever we can because it's a second gig for us. It's not a full-time gig, but we basically are trying to push out as much content as possible as we can, and we just really like the stuff that we do at the range and stuff like that. We would already be doing it anyway, so we just figured, hey, why not, throw it on camera and have other people watch it that are interested in it. And just so happens people turn out to watch it.
Zach Carr with the $2 super chat. He says, "Beard lives matter." Thank you so much for the super chat, Zach. That means a lot. He's also a channel member. And Swamp Dog Armory says, "All the Joshes are cool to hang out with."
Oh, right. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So, do you guys own a gun shop?
No, absolutely not.
All right, because I saw a Black Diamond's gun shop, and I was like, "Whatever."
No.
Did you buy ammo from them on Instagram?
No, I did not.
We're not in that realm of things. We get a lot of people that actually ask us that, which is really weird. I don't know if we give off that vibe or
no. They're near you guys
because of the name or something. I don't know, but we get
there is a real gun shop. It's not just an ammo scammer on IG.
No, there's a real gun shop, and it's in Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason why people ask us that all the time.
Like Black Diamond. That's what I thought because they're in Tennessee. You're in Tennessee, and they actually make some guns too.
Huh? No, we don't do any of that.
So I was like, oh, what if they're the same?
Like the name, like Black Diamond Guns and Gear, like it has a cool background story. Like it came from my grandfather and all that stuff. But it's one of the things, like when we started this channel and we were trying to think of a name, I already had a holster company, and it was called Black Diamond Holsters. And I was like, let's just call it Black Diamond Guns and Gear. And it's one of those things that now you wish, like, I wish I could change that and like change the name because it's so long. Like if you use it like in an email or anything like that, it's just such a long thing to type out. I just wish it
could just be Josh Squared,
I know. We thought about that too. If we were ever going to do a second channel, we should just call it that.
Josh Cubed.
Yeah. Well, there'd have to be three of us.
There were 4 Joshes that when we're hanging out at the bar.
3 of us. I have a stepbrother named Josh, and then we have Small Josh, who's my duo partner, and then Brandon is our camera guy.
Oh, Brandon,
were you joshing me about the 4th Josh then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. I just want to do some shout outs here. Appalachian Gun Runners out there. I see the Men of Tupperware, which is a freaking awesome name. And I see 2A EDU out there, Swamp Dog Armory. 2A EDU has a freaking awesome channel. And also have an awesome channel, Shooting Gallery New England as well, and Space Texans always out there, and Gorillas and Gun, who also have an awesome channel out there. All right, with that out of the way, tell us the story about the Black Diamond. You said it was from your grandfather.
Oh, okay. So my grandfather was one of the guys that really kind of got me into I guess self-defense. He's always been a guy that carried a gun and all that stuff. And so he's had a company back in the day called Black Diamond Transport. I don't know why he picked that name, but it was just a cool name he picked for his transport company. And when I started a holster company, I pretty much just took that from that and called it Black Diamond Holsters because it was kind of like an homage to him and all that stuff. And then once me and Josh decided to do a YouTube channel, that, like I said, that's just where it came from. We couldn't really think of another name other than that. And he was like, I think Black Diamond's a cool name. And I was like, yeah, well, what else is going to go with it? Because it's not a holster company. I mean, it is a holster company, but that's not what we're doing. And he was like, well, I don't know. Mr. Guns and Gear is a cool name. And I was like, yeah, let's just call it Black Diamond Guns and Gear. And that's where it came from.
All right, that worked for you. That definitely worked for you.
It is very long, though.
It is. Zach Carr, stop using my real name. But yeah, that is cool. So you're having some issues with someone named Karen, I've heard.
Range Karen.
Yeah.
Range Karen.
So,
tell us about that.
That is, man, it's a mess up situation. So basically, starting from the very beginning, my long story short, family owns 8 acres of property. We bought an acre from our family. When I bought this acre from the family, I was like, okay, we have 8 acres of us out here just to hang out and do our country shit that we do. And so we do that. And then when it came time for me to build a house, I was like, oh, I'm just going to build it on this 1 acre. But before that even happened, we were out here, we built a range basically because I wanted to shoot on my own property. I didn't want to have to worry about going to somebody else's house or going to somebody else's range and depend on whether they were going to be there for me to shoot or whatever. So I was like, I got this property out here in this country area, and it's completely okay for me to shoot out here on our own property. I'm just going to build a range out here. So I built a range, and altogether it cost about $10,000 to build a range. So I did that. Super proud of it, and it was awesome to be able to shoot on my own property. A little while goes by, and we decide we're going to move out here. So we move out here, and actually before we built the range here, we were shooting on the property itself, like in other areas, because the uncle that owned the property, he had like a whole 8 acres to do whatever you wanted to on. So we kind of picked a spot, and it's not where it is now. It's in a different spot now. But anyway, the spot that we chose is the property that we bought from him. And so eventually we built a house on it, and we're, doing all that. And just so happens, we run a YouTube channel. And I'm like, man, we can just record our videos out here because it's my property. It'd be a lot easier just to go here than it would be to go anywhere else. So we go out here, we start recording. And I think that we had Durmag down. Durmag and Lobster Media, they came down and they were doing a video with us. And when they came down, they messaged the Blount County Sheriff's Office and told them, we had, full auto, or they had full auto, and they were bringing it down. They had all the licensing and all that stuff because we were going to do a video down here. So we did that, did a video. In the middle of that video, we meet the neighbor, and they were just like, how long are you going to be doing this? This is disturbing and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, well, I told the neighbor across the street, this is what we're doing. Kind of gave him a heads up. I wasn't trying to be an asshole about it. And I was like, I didn't even think about somebody across the hill that's not even close to us, about it. And I was like, so I didn't even know they lived, nearest enough to where it would even bother them. So
now, all right. So you say they're actually over a hill?
Yeah. So the way the property goes, like it's like a rectangle, right? Like just a rectangle of 8 acres. It starts at the bottom flat. And as the property goes in toward a hill, it goes up a hill and it goes up to a crest. And that's where the end of the property line is at the top of the hill. Her property starts at the end of that crest and goes over. So she owns property on the other side, like 11 or 12 acres, I think.
So she's not on the top of the hill. She's on the other side of the damn hill.
Yeah.
Well, the bullets can somehow go through like
an acre of hill. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the actual ground and keep on going. They have like little drill bits on the front of it.
Yeah.
You're not half the dick I am, and the world is a better place for that. But I'd say, Karen, you don't like us shooting at the bottom of the hill? No problem. I'd be right up top of that hill there.
I've actually, before all this happened, we thought about actually building another range at the top because it's still all of our property, but we didn't. But yeah, so with the whole thing happening, we basically, when we built the range, the first time we built the range, it was kind of like an L shape. So if you're thinking about the rectangle, right, we're in the bottom corner, and we kind of make it like an L shape, and the right side of it actually goes on the property line. She came up when she was there and saw that. She came up and she was like, "You're shooting toward my property." I'm like, "No, we're shooting into the hill. What are you talking about? It's, first of all, my property line is here, and then the rest of the hill is owned by my uncle. So we have an acre between the end of my property line and the top of the hill. There's like a whole acre there." And she was like, "No, I'm not talking about that side. I'm talking about this side." And so she owns like a little sliver that comes down, and I'm talking a little sliver that comes down and barely meets my property line on the right side of the place that we never shot toward. And that side was there basically just for safety. It was like a berm that was built for safety. And we stuck tires in it, and we made it as safe as possible. I mean, we spent a bunch of money on it. And I was like, okay, as soon as I get a bobcat out here, if it's near your property, sorry, I didn't, I'll move it. So I got a bobcat out there, and I moved it all. I completely changed the whole direction of the berm and dug into the hill even more and put all that dirt and tires and everything on top of it. So it's got like a 15-foot tall berm. Like, I mean, it's super tall. And I'm like, there ain't no way everybody can complain about this, right? This is great. Well, so many months goes by. Now, of course, we have our encounters with her. She stands on her side of the property and stands up there and films us every time we come out and shoot. And I'm just like,
just hire her.
Huh?
You should just hire her.
You asked her for the.
You got another cameraman.
I know, right? So she started doing that, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just standing out here on my property, just enjoying it." And I'm just like, "Okay, whatever." So I'm like, "She's going to stand up there on the side of the hill and film us. Well, I'm going to put up an 8-foot tall fence." So I built an 8-foot tall fence all the way across and covered the entire side where you couldn't even see into the range. Well, after that happened, she put trail cameras up on trees on her property, just shining over to our range. And I'm like, and there's pictures of it like on Facebook and all this other stuff after, like, oh, how's this going on? And I'm like you want to see what's going on so bad on my property that you're going to put a trail camera above an 8-foot tall fence.
At what point is that eavesdropping or surveillance? I mean,
you would think that would be possible, but in Tennessee, you can record whatever you want as long as it's not sexual in nature.
I was going to say, Josh, I mean, you were shirtless at Iraq Veteran.
Yeah. No, everybody's like, just go out there and take a pee whenever she starts to record you. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I can do that. But so after all that went on, man, like a couple months went by, whatever. Like I said, me and Josh have full-time jobs. The only time we're able to record YouTube videos is on the weekend. That's the only free time that we have. We can't really, if we're doing podcasts or something like this during the week, but if we're not out there shooting, and you can go on our YouTube channel and never see a nighttime video. We've never shot a nighttime video on our channel because we record there in the daytime, And so her claim is that we're recording all throughout the night and we're doing this every single day, and we're shooting thousands of rounds of ammo. And I'm like, first of all, we can't afford to shoot 1,000 rounds of ammo right now anyway.
Sounds
or
like
even
a good time.
doing that. It's not like we get it given to us or something. And then not only that, like, we can't record at nighttime. Like, you have to have the light to record stuff. I don't have a night vision camera or nothing like that,
All right, just to be like devil's advocate here, there's no chance she's hearing other people popping off at night. It's not you, it's some other neighbor.
It's very possible because literally you could walk out the door here at any time during the weekend or whatever when it's nice outside and hear people shooting all around us. Like, it's not just me. Like, everybody in the whole county that is within our area shoots, and you can hear pops everywhere. So it's not like it's a one-man show. Like, it's the country. People shoot guns in the country. It's just what happens.
That's just like my neighborhood here in Palm Beach.
Yeah,
I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. It sounds funny, but that is true. You'll hear people popping off.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all good redneck. I'm a redneck wannabe.
Yeah,
the only place that pops off around here is the CIA safe house down the street.
Nah. But so after all that happened, I got papers. I went down to Eric's place to shoot some videos with him. And when I came back, that weekend, like I just got done revamping the range because I added some stuff to it, added some more gravel and some other things like that, spent more money on it basically. Came back that weekend, hadn't got to shoot on it yet because the guy was fixing the range while I was down there. The guy that I hired to do that was fixing the range. Came back up after doing some videos with him, didn't even get to use it again because when I came back up, we got served papers that day. And so in October, we got served papers, and she's basically alleging, obviously, noise nuisance, which we don't have one here because we're in the county and we have a Range Protection Act. I'll get into that in a minute. So she's claiming noise nuisance and just some other BS. Like she's like, it's like in fear for my life kind of stuff when there's no way. Like it's the safest place possible to shoot at. There's no way you're in fear for your life. And some other stuff. And then like basically she's alleging that we're running a commercial range. Now, the reason why she's alleging that we're running a commercial range is because I have a business license where we do YouTube. You know, that's extra income that I can't basically put on myself, you know? So I was like, hey, I'll just start a business. Like, I'll get a business license. So I did that because I have a business license. She's like, well, you have a business license. You're running a commercial range. You're running a business out of there. And I'm like, no, we're not running a business out of here. You know, I shoot videos all over the place. If I go to Eric's place and I shoot videos down there, does that mean I'm running a business down there? If I go out here to, you know, Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo and do a video out there, does that mean I'm running a business out at Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo? No, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, and I think it even says on the business license that it's like an internet business or something. Like it just, you have to, you know, tell it what you're doing basically. So in our area in Blount County, we have the Range Protection Act, which is basically saying that anybody in the Blount County area can shoot on their property, regardless of size of property. Like if you have an acre or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you're doing it safely and you're not, you know, harming somebody or somebody else's property. And as long as you're not running a commercial range. Well, because she's alleging that we're running a commercial range, that brings it all into question. And so basically that's the reason why we got to go to court. The problem was that we couldn't get into court because COVID knocked everything out, pushed everything back. And so she kind of did it like literally at the right time.
Can you just allege that she's running a whorehouse and have her thrown out of her house until it goes to court?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. It might be a good possibility, but it did go into court, and then so she's kind of been stuck with it until now when everything's kind of calmed down. They've got everything caught up, and now we can, you know, choose a court date. So that's what we're doing. But the problem is that nothing has ever been done like this in the state of Tennessee before. So there's no precedent set for you to say, to go off of. Like, John, you know how that goes, right? I don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no pre-existing legal cases.
Right.
There's
nothing to go off of because nobody's ever done this before. Nobody's ever sued somebody for shooting on their own property.
I think the nut that you face here is the definition of commercial range. Like, right. If you're charging me and John to come over and use your range, that's a commercial range.
Exactly.
If you're making videos on the range,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't see that either, because the actual editing and all that other stuff, that's what makes you the money.
Yeah.
Of the footage.
But I fully believe the definition, you know, the Range Preservation Act is saying commercial range, meaning, you know, you got people paying to shoot for the day, shoot for the hour, sure. They come, you got a whole bunch of people coming and popping off.
Yeah. So we talked to the zoning commission, and my lawyer, you know, talked to him and said, hey, you know, they're alleging he's running a commercial range. What exactly does that entail? Do you think he is? Whatever. And apparently the neighbor across the street actually already called that in on us before. He was like, oh yeah, I know who Josh Courtney is. I have a thing out on him already. Like, I've already had calls on him. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, the neighbor across the street basically called and was like, this guy's running a commercial range over here. And so they showed him everything. And he looked at the YouTube channel. He looked at all of our videos. He looked at and saw that we were making money off merchandise and ads and all that other crap. And he was like, that's not a commercial range. Hate to tell you that, but it's not a commercial range. It's you know, it's him running a business offline. You know, it's not a commercial range. So he signed off on it. And now that we have that is basically our affidavit saying that, you know, we're doing everything by the book and we're not running a commercial range. So that directly puts us in protection of this Range Protection Act. And I think we have it in the bag. We just got to get into court to fight it. But what I am doing is because it hasn't been set before, if I did not fight this, which I am fighting it and I'm going to fight it, then it would set precedent for everybody else that basically was around me in this county, in this state, and even states around me that have the same kind of gun laws as I do. Because they could look at somebody else's state, and if they have the same kind of thing going on, they could use that as a case to go on. So basically, this bill is super high. And I was saying on other places, if every one of my subscribers donated $1, it would put a dent in my bill. And it's up there. And I'm basically fitting the bill to make sure that this doesn't happen to anybody else around me in any other states.
And the private chat, can you put the link to the GoFundMe so we can go ahead and throw it up everywhere?
I can send it to you.
Yeah, that works.
I'll see if I can pull it up because I have donated. I'm just like pimping myself. I got to get that pimpage out of it.
And man, it's been crazy. I can't believe how much we've raised so far. Like it is nuts. They've the gun community, man, has just ballered out basically and put so much behind us and have shown their support. And we've seen so many messages along with the donations, man. It's so humbling to see people willing to help out people when they know that the fight is worth the cause, or the cause is worth the fight, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, definitely. I also want to give a shout out to the goddamn bacon, who's going to be on tomorrow with us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and donate some money while we are online. That's why I'm asking for the GoFundMe.
Oh, well, hold on.
I appreciate that, guys. Really, I do.
And I think everyone else should.
It's weird for me to. It's really weird for me to ask for help, to be honest with you. Like I hate the fact that I have to, but it's like it's above a bill that I don't have $40,000 laying around. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that you have to pay. So kind of stuck with it, and it is what it is. So
yeah, I know it's hard. Like I can't believe. I mean, and I talked to a lawyer to say, hey, well, can they get their money back?
You got 25 grand in there.
Yeah, like I said, people stepped up, man. It's very humbling. It's awesome.
Yeah, as you know, I talked to a lawyer, and basically they said it's going to be very hard for you to recoup that money. So that's But some people are like, hey, well, why are you doing this? I was like,
I want to throw this out there too, so that when people know when they're donating, that if it is donated enough to where it covers our bill, which I have no doubt, man, the people that are coming up and throwing this in there, no doubt that it'll help cover the bill. Once the bill is covered, the money that's left over from that bill is going to be spread evenly through GOA and FPC. I'm not going to keep any of the money. Lawyer's not going to keep any of the money. Well, I mean, he's getting paid, but other than that, we're going to send all the money to the other organizations to help fight another fight instead of, just fighting mine.
You got some loyal people out there. I see a lot of good numbers. A lot of 20s, a lot of 50s.
I think the biggest one I saw was like 450 or something. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, man.
223, the goddamn bacon says, just as a one middle finger salute to this Karen target.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous what she's doing. I don't know how she thinks she's going to win this. And I don't think I think she knows she's not going to win this, but she's going to try to cost you money. And I think that's
the main issue.
That right there shows you how petty this woman is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason why the court did not take this case over any other case that was out there. First they took all the important stuff first and left all this petty bullshit that she has going on, to last.
Yeah, well, the unfortunate thing is it put a stick in your spokes for 9 months. That's
yeah. I mean, we've had friends that have other ranges, so we go out there and shoot and stuff, but it's hard. I don't want to bother those people, every Saturday or whatever time we go out there, I don't want to, every weekend, hey man, can I come use your range?
You sound like me.
I don't know if I told you the story in person. So in Palm Beach, actually in the state of Florida, if you have greater than an acre and you have some sort of backstop that, the rounds won't leave your property, you can have a range on your property.
Yeah.
And I got a flag lot behind me. And I was originally going to my lot is more long. So I got 100 yards going from front to back.
Sure.
And it was going to be my new neighbor, he would be behind the berm. He's like, cool, let me know when you set it up. I want to come shoot too.
Yeah.
That's my neighbors.
Dude, I have invited her to come shoot. When she came down, when I said the first time we had Durmag out here, and she was all concerned because it was full auto and stuff. And I'm like, they have licensing for this. And we've let Blount County know. And, Blount County came out and saw the range. They gave their approval. The sheriff's office did. And she kept going on about having NRA certified range instructors come out and look at it. And
oh, Lord.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So we even got one of those guys to come out, and he was like, yeah, it looks good to me. I don't know what else shoot. I don't know it can always be done a little safer, as far as building more berms or whatever. But as far as the way we got it now, it's perfect.
Yeah. It can always be done more safer. I mean, that's a very subjective thing.
Sure.
Because I'm talking to one of the guys, Chris Illog. He's like, why don't you shoot this way? Because then, your other neighbor, it's just undeveloped behind his house, and you got a berm right there, and it's not everybody going to see it. And I'm like, that's probably a better idea, but I'm going to be a lot more narrow.
I'm going to send you a picture of the area so that you have it. And you can throw it up. If you could throw it up on the screen, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Because I was all jealous when I heard you're building a house and you got a house on the range. I'm like, that is the coolest ever.
Yeah. The fact that we're able to use it like that is really cool. So I'm going to send you this. And where my blue dot is my house.
Are you emailing it to me, or?
I can email it if you think that'd be easier.
Or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Do you want me to send it in
John,
message? I can send you message?
Yeah, email it to me. Email it to me. That'll probably be the best.
John is Mr. Tech.
But it's crazy to think that that she thinks that this is a dangerous spot. It's just.
Does she really think it's a dangerous spot, or is it just her being?
I honestly think she just doesn't like the noise. Now she has horses on her property, right? And she's like, this bothers my horses. I'm like, don't you know that back in the West, people rode horses and shot guns off of them.
So Josh, the neighbor with the flag lot, he's putting up a pole barn for his horses. And I asked him, I said, one of my friends mentioned, your horses might not. He's like, whatever, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He's like, but let me know when you set up the range because I want to come shoot.
That's awesome. See, that's the kind of neighbor you want. Now, there's other neighbors around us that are like that. I have 3 or 4 around here. They're just like, man, I'd love to come shoot your place. I'm like, yeah, I wish we could, but we can't right now. So when it's all said and done, sure, come over and hang out and shoot. I'm down to hang out and shoot with anybody.
You said Karen up the hill.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
give me one second here. You guys keep on talking. I'm going to do this really quick here.
Like I said, I basically invited her to come shoot, and because she had admitted in court when we went. So when we had the thing, it was basically a hearing for an injunction because she wanted it to be that we couldn't use this range until all this was settled. That was her main thing, which she got her wish because that's what we're doing now. So we went for a hearing right a week after we got the papers, and the hearing was basically for the injunction. And the injunction stated we were allowed to bring up our own ideas of what we were ready to compromise with each other for until this is all said and done with. And we had no compromise. Basically, it was like, we're not doing anything illegal. We're doing anything completely safe. We're doing everything within the confines of the law, that we're allowed to do. Not a problem. So we're just going to keep doing like we're doing. Well, hers was like, you can only shoot Monday and Tuesday from 2 to 3 and Friday and Saturday from 12 to 4 o'clock or something like that. And you can shoot 22 and nothing above 40 caliber or something like that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And I was like, well, first of all, you obviously don't know that .223 is less than a 40 caliber, and 7.62 is less than a 40 caliber bullet. But anyway, so after all that said and done, the judge was like, okay, well, we're not going to take either one of your two things. I'm going to put in here my own judgment. And his judgment was basically we could still shoot out here if we wanted to shoot a 22 or a shotgun. And
22 or a shotgun. That's a big spread.
Yeah, basically. And he was like, if you want to plink out there, he's like, I'm not going to tell you can't shoot on your own property because I know that, you have the Second Amendment and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's basically the reason why I'm in here. And he's like, but they didn't say that we couldn't shoot out here, but the parameters that he gave was just like, that's pointless. So we decided that because I didn't think it was going to take 10 months or 9 months, whatever it's taking. I was like, you know what, I'll just, go somewhere else and shoot for the time being, whatever. And that's what we've been doing for 9 months. So I just can't wait to actually get into court and get this thing over with so I can have the biggest party out here I can have. Right.
Let me know. I'll come out. Absolutely. John and I'll come out.
Absolutely. Everybody
do a live broadcast.
I would love that, dude. I'm gonna invite everybody I know is gonna come out.
So my understanding in the legal system is typically judges will grant an injunction based on their belief of the case's validity. In other words, the plaintiff being able to win, which I see it exactly the opposite. I mean, maybe I am jaded in favoring the 2A world, but you have the Range Protection Act. You are not charging people to shoot at the range. This is not a money-making business by shooting at the range.
Right.
And realistically, the video is incidental. Yeah. As you said, it's like, hey, I like shooting. Why don't we videotape this and, do a YouTube channel?
Sure.
It's not like...
But the thing was that our channel existed before we even got this range. We shot at other ranges 2 years before I even had my personal range. Right. And like I said earlier, I think the definition of commercial range is a range that you're charging people to shoot at. Yeah, I honestly don't know why he didn't throw it out like that day. Yes. But my lawyer said that maybe he doesn't want it to look like he's not seeing her side or something. I don't know. But basically the hearing was for the injunction, not for the case, not for the case. So yeah, I think that was a bad decision. I'll say here today, he was like, it's not going to change my mind on the case. It's basically a hearing on the injunction. All right. But then we had to go through because they got up on stand and was started going through everything. We obviously had to retort. So we did that and we were in there for 8 hours. Okay. So the judge was pissed.
Jonathan Stanley wants to know if she moved in from a liberal state.
I'm not sure. I know that she moved on that property 8 or 9 years ago. So I don't know where she came from.
Atomic Bull says you're way too nice. I'll be shooting Tannerite regularly.
Yeah.
With a 22? Can you shoot Tannerite with a 22? Says, man.
Mr. FNA says, I have an anti-gunner next door too. I feel your pain. I rarely have people over to shoot out of care and courtesy. I just pled guilty to misdemeanor disturbing the peace for $50. Let me bring up a couple things before you get into this, Rich. Sure, I just want to bring up just two things. First is here's the GoFundMe right there. So if you go to the one that Rich threw in the channel, if Rich, you can throw that in the channel again, that'd be great. And if you look who just donated, that would be me.
Nice. I appreciate it.
And let me remove that. And I'm going to bring up the picture that Josh has sent over to me.
Now, I haven't shown anybody this before. This is the first time I was being out.
Oh, exclusive. I love exclusives.
We're going to see the outhouse and everything?
Yeah.
I just had an exclusive drop over on AmmoLand. Go check it out. It's about the ATF and a leak, how they're going after Smith & Wesson. If you watched my videos, you would have seen it last week, though. So there you go. I zoomed in a little bit. Try to get it.
Okay. So you see the blue dot? This is back when our house was being built. Okay. So the blue dot is my house. This dot up here in the top is her house. The thing over here in the right-hand side is my range.
So it's like not even in the same direction.
So between the range and the top of the hill is an acre, and between the top of the hill, top of the hill is like the dark line you see up there, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And then she's got woods in between that acre and then
So-
her property that she uses.
You're saying the top, not quite middle, just a little bit to the right of the middle, is Karen's house?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy bejesus.
Like seriously, like that's a pool on the left hand side, right?
Okay.
Then you got our house in the middle where the blue dot is. Then you have
And
my
the
range
range
on the right-hand
is
side.
kind of the bottom middle.
On the very bottom on the right hand side. Her house is at the top.
Oh, did you show this to the judge?
Yeah, they actually attached pictures and all sort of stuff to it, and of course he wasn't trying to look to, I guess, do the case. He was trying to just do the injunction. And
Dude, I would be get out of town. I would.
the whole thing is that from the top of the range, like you see, like on where it says road right here, right?
Mhm.
The top of the range is up, level with my house basically.
Mhm.
That from that point up is hill. This isn't flat. This is hill that goes up to a peak in the middle between her house and my house. The peak in the middle is all hill, and that goes down to her house.
I'd be shocked if you hear anything other than like a pop from her property.
Exactly.
And again, what safety hazard does she claim? Because if typically legal cases, you have to claim some sort of damage. And
Right.
One, ranges are legal. You got the Range Protection Act.
She's saying that there is a bullet in a tree on her property, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who did that come from?
And are your
Like,
initials in it?
huh? Yeah, exactly.
And your initials are in it.
Exactly. So I'm like, people have been hunting on this land.
Josh.
People have been hunting on this land for decades before we even got here. We're in freaking farmland out here.
So she thinks she's right because she has the high ground?
She's not even on the hill though. She's down, like the hill goes down. So it goes up into the peak. She's on the other side of it.
It's not like she's top of the cliff. She's
So if my range is down here and we're shooting into the hill, it goes all the way up and then back down before it gets to her house.
Well, I did see something on it was a movie called Wanted where they could curve bullets.
It's a possibility. I could just
so maybe like going trying to like do something in the bullet with curve and go over.
I have heard this story from two different ranges in whether it's Range Karens or Range Kens. So I grew up in Islip on Long Island, and next to Islip Speedway, formerly Islip Airport, is a range. And people move in and they don't realize the range is there because I guess they looked at the house during the week when the range was inactive. And they went to the town hall and said, I found this on my back steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And literally, Trey from Aries Armory in Florida here, he had the same thing happen. Somebody walked into court with something looking like this, said, I found this on my back steps. It got loose from the... As far as I'm concerned, those people should have been arrested at that point.
That's the thing. She's alleging that I somehow shot into a tree that is... And from what I can tell by, videos and stuff, that the tree is like way out of our scope of what we're going to hit from where the range is. Basically, she's like, that's a bullet in a tree over there, and it's from him, and they're reckless and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well,
Josh, not like I know you real well, but yeah, you're not reckless.
We might be a little stupid, but we're not reckless.
S. Armitage says a male version of a Karen is still a Karen. You can't act like that and still be a man. Atomic Bull says the judge is the problem. The Karen has no case, no standing at all. The judge should have been dismissed immediately.
Yeah, that was a bad deal. That bad call on his part. And like I said earlier, typically you don't grant any kind of injunctions unless you think the case has a high likelihood of winning.
Yeah.
That's the legal precedent for injunctions.
Yeah, it literally is.
Now he's, if he runs for re-election, I'm assuming this judge is an elected judge. Is that correct?
I think it's like just a circuit court judge or something. Yeah.
So it's an appointed judge as opposed to an elected judge?
Actually, I'm not sure. I don't really know the difference.
Because you got to realize these guys are doing things like, well, I didn't say he couldn't shoot on his range. I just said he could shoot slingshots.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
that's going to.
I don't know much about. I think that my attorney told me that he's an elected judge.
Okay, because those are going to be the weasel words if anybody ever confronts him. Well, you stopped Josh from shooting on his range for 9 months. It's like, well, no, I didn't. I allowed him to shoot on the range.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? It's I'm hoping he's apparently he was he's a 2A guy, but I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
2A flood.
And so is who's the head of NASA now? That Jack Wagon that used to be my senator, and he claimed, "I'm a hunter. I got a shotgun. I've seen it 20 years ago."
Yeah.
Bill Nelson. Yeah, Bill Spaceman Nelson.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that I hope he sees the light and sees that this is a very retarded try at pulling at nothing, basically.
Well, now, have you gotten any support from any other, Second Amendment type organizations?
I talked to John about GOA, and he was talking to the Tennessee Firearms Association, and I think Jared from Guns and Gadgets, he tried to get FBC involved, and they said that GOA is taking care of it or something. I guess they think that they're doing stuff, and U.S. Law Shield is helping out. They actually gave me a lawyer to be on the case and stuff because we've been sponsored by U.S. Law Shield forever. And,
the GOA, we reached out to Tennessee Firearms Association. There's also stuff going on behind the scenes with GOA to see how we can help. So GOA is definitely
that's
not.
Why I think that
done.
FPC was saying that GOA is on it.
Yeah, Tennessee Firearms Association, the president, which Chicken Farmer talked to, Chicken Farmer, that's Rebels, and he was the lead counsel for GOA. He talked to the Tennessee Firearms Association to find out more information about it, and then they were like, "Hey, well, we want to help because
well,
I helped write the Range Protection Act."
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that guy, the guy that runs, John Harris, he runs he was the guy that actually wrote the Range Protection Act. See, the thing is that when they were up there debating on when we were there for the injunction hearing, like I said, she brought up her stuff on the stand and was trying to say all this stuff, and we had to rebuttal. And we brought up the fact that the Range Protection Act is there and stuff. And I think the judge actually said, "Well, I don't see the Range Protection Act as you see it." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, it's written this way and it means it like this. And the judge was like, "I don't see it like that. I see it as meaning this way." So, and it was like completely different. So my lawyer said that basically he doesn't understand the Range Protection Act the way it was written. So he called John Harris when we left the court and said, "Hey, this judge doesn't understand your Range Protection Act the way it was written." And so I guess John Harris knew about it from the very beginning, and I guess maybe they didn't put the two together, what we were talking about. But now that they know what's going on, I think I'm pretty sure we're going to have like John Harris there, and he's going to be like, "Look, this is the way it was written because I wrote it, and it means this." That kind of thing. So
yeah, well, our lawyers actually worked with John Harris directly on it, so they filled him in and stuff like that because they were trying to get information of the Range Protection Act. And I guess he was like, I want to take care of it. So we're like, all right, well, you wrote it, so you're probably the best person to do.
Yeah, right up his wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah, so let's see what we can do. The goddamn bacon says, "Can you request the case be heard by a different judge, if not in a different court, even if it's farther out? It might be worth your time."
I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know anything about it. Like I said, we've kind of been sitting still for 9 months, so I haven't really gotten any information on what we're doing or anything like that. We're just now starting to kick it up again. That's the reason why the lawyer was like, you can release, your information about it if you want to, try to get some help. So I was like, okay, well, if we're going to start kicking it into gear and start dealing with it now because we can actually get into court, I'll let everybody know what's going on. Because I've been hitting around to it for like 9 months, and I've never really told anybody. And I'm still not really putting it on my channel because I know that she's watching, and I don't want her to try to get anything shut down like GoFundMe or whatever. So basically, I'm going on everybody else's, letting everybody know about it, and I will update everybody once it happens in a good way.
Yeah, Swamp Dog is basically saying the same thing. Atomic Bulls does say the judge understands the act, he just doesn't want to understand it.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to ask you to comment on that because you don't want to piss off the judge.
Right.
I
don't know. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of judges do that. Yeah. A lot of judges do that. They say, well, that's not the way I interpret it, even though they know that's exactly.
Well, I think that's great when the judge says that's not how I see it. You like, oh, he wrote the bill. Hold on, can you come over here?
That's what I'm hoping is going to be the determination factor.
Yeah, I think it definitely should be. Yeah, I think you're in good hands with him.
I do too, man. And Kyle is my attorney, and I got Marco Scarza. He's the guy that's been with us from U.S. Law Shield. But Kyle Baisley, my attorney, he was like, he was the guy that helped out, and was the attorney for Reed Hendricks, who has Valor Ridge in another part of Tennessee. They went through some stuff, and it was like a 40 neighbor class action lawsuit against Reed Hendricks.
Wow.
And his range, and he won that, and I was just like, this is the guy I got to get to do mine, because I'm not pulling any stops. This is not something I want to mess with. It's something I want to do right the first time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I talked with our attorneys. I wanted to see if Josh could collect any attorney fees for the other side, and what I was told is that it has to be frivolous. Even though this is frivolous, it has to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like, you have to prove that the person brought it knowing that they were going to lose and stuff like, and it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see us getting it back.
Yeah, he didn't see it either.
That's why I'm so happy that people are actually donating and giving to this cause and helping out, because I wouldn't be able to do it if they weren't helping.
Yeah, we have to stand with each other.
Huh?
We have to stand with each other.
Yeah, I would do it, but I would not financially recover from this, basically.
Right.
Yeah, we're all in it together, so we have to stand with each other, being the right to bear arms community. People say Second Amendment community, but Second Amendment protects us from the government. On this situation, this is the right to bear arms more than a Second Amendment issue.
Oh yeah,
which is actually deeper. It's actually from the creator, God, nature, whatever you want to see, right? Whatever you want to say, right? It's the right to bear arms. So yeah. Somebody wants to know, is that a Tiger King reference, Josh?
What?
I don't know. That's what somebody said. He wants to know.
Well, you're not going to financially recover from this.
Oh yes, it was.
Oh yeah,
you're never going to financially recover from this.
What kind of a-hole says something like that when you have a dead body?
Yeah.
I
was like, oh my! If that's the first thing you're thinking about.
I thought he was talking about Joshua was going to feed her to some tigers, going to cover her in like tuna or whatever it was, tuna fish, and feed her to tigers.
Nope, I plead the fifth on everything you just said.
All right, now it's Tiger King,
We're talking about a movie.
Have you ever watched the pitch meeting for that? The Ryan George pitch meeting for that?
The what?
The Ryan George pitch meeting for Tiger King.
No, I didn't see it. What?
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. I want to play that, just a little bit of it, because Ryan George is hilarious, and it's just funny. Not gonna play it all, but I'll just play a little bit. I don't know. If anybody's seen Tiger King, it's crazy, right?
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it's
it's
nuts.
very
So
nuts.
I mean, we binge watched it over COVID.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's when we watched it too.
All right, I'm just gonna play a little bit of this because this is freaking hilarious. So let me just bring it over here. Bring this. I gotta reorganize some stuff over here.
You get a copyright strike from that?
No, I'm not gonna get a copyright strike because we're not gonna play the whole thing and we're gonna commentate on that.
Yeah, unlike was it Wednesday's show?
Yeah. No copyright strike. Okay. Plus, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
really know
play-
how all that works anyway.
not gonna play it on full screen either,
No, nobody knows how it works.
and no one does really.
If there's anybody that doesn't like look at analytics or look at
So you
rules
have a
and
show
stuff,
for me? Yes, sir, I do.
That's
all
It's
fine.
called Tiger King. Oh, changing the cat species so Disney can't sue us. That's smart. Hey, maybe Pumbaa could
Watch
be a
this.
teacup pig. No,
Fun.
it's actually not a Lion King ripoff. Oh, okay. So is this about that Tekken character? Because I'm pretty sure that's a Jaguar man.
Okay, hold on. Let
The
me
guy that
fast
owns a
forward.
bunch of tigers. Death tigers eating people, cults, guns, explosions, and garbage, murder, drug kingpins
Hold on.
to tigers. Yeah, I don't know about that. Documentaries are kind of boring. Sometimes
Watch
they
this.
try to teach you things. Well, this one has big cats, murder, drug kingpins, hitmen, a presidential campaign, accidental death, tigers eating people, cults, guns, explosions, and garbage meat. All right, I'm listening. Great. So this show follows a guy called Joe program and did
Hold on. Wait.
away from their mother. So this guy runs a zoo. Husbands. Oh, meth. Oh, yeah, they like meth. He gives them a bunch of employees and several husbands. How does he attract multiple husbands? Oh, meth. Oh, yeah, they like meth. He gives them meth. Well, okay then. Geez, and what about the employees? Does he treat the employees well? Well, pretty well, I guess. He lets them grab whatever expired meat they want from garbage bins he gets from Walmart. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's pretty nice, I guess. He also serves that expired meat to the tigers and to guests who order pizza. Oh, secret garbage pizza. Also, one of the employees gets their arm bitten off by a tiger. Oh, wow, so I imagine we spent a lot of time on that, huh? A couple of episodes? Not just a couple of minutes. It's barely worth mentioning, to be honest, in comparison to all the other stuff in here. It's not. So Joe also sells tigers for like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a pop. Oh, surprisingly affordable tigers are tight. Nope, they're not actually. Not an okay thing to buy. Oh, okay, whoops. Whoopsie. And Joe Exotic also has several albums and music videos. Oh, he's a singer. Not really, no. Oh, the songs don't sound good. No, his voice sounds like this when he's talking, and these songs actually have like a deep, low, soothing voice. They were actually recorded by these guys, Vince Johnson and Danny Clinton. And so what are the songs about?
holy shit! I didn't know
Danny
that.
Clinton.
Really?
Oh, he has a skin. She's mad at Joe for keeping tigers in cages and making money off of it. And what does she do? She keeps tigers in cages and makes money off of it. Oh, yeah, but she also really pushes for him to stop breeding them and letting people pet the cubs. So I guess she's supposed to be the one we're rooting for in all this, right? Well, she probably fed her husband to some tigers, so I don't know about that. Oh, what? Yeah, he was a multi-millionaire, and she changed his will right before he disappeared to include the word disappearance. Oh, very suspicious. She also says in an interview that if you want a tiger to eat someone, you should cover them in sardine oil. Oh, very, very, very suspicious. Yeah, so she probably did that. Anyway, her and Joe get into this big legal battle, and she pretty much takes everything from him. Well, it's going to be tough for Joe Exotic to stay in business after that. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, this guy Jeff Lowe swoops in to help Joe out financially. Oh, okay, and what's Jeff's deal? No, it's Jeff Lowe. You got to say his full name every time. Why? I don't know, but that's what everybody does.
You haven't
so
seen
what's
this show.
Jeff
It's
Lowe's deal?
wild.
Well, he kind of looks like if instead of developing a passion for filmmaking, James Cameron developed a passion for dressing up like a bully from a 90s teen movie. Okay, and what does he do? Well, he's pretty
Such a
much a
D-bag.
con artist pretending to be richer than he actually is, and he carries around baby tigers in bags to try to lure women into his hotel rooms in Vegas. Okay. So this guy also sounds awful, and I'm very unclear on who I'm supposed to be rooting for. Oh, I don't recommend doing that. Rooting for someone? Yeah, not a good idea. One of the most relatable guys is a former drug lord who may or may not have been the inspiration for the movie Scarface. Oh my God. Yeah, this show is so crazy that this guy tells the story about how he was present while one of his guys cut up a federal agent, and you're like, well, at least this guy's honest. Wow. Anyway, so Jeff Lowe really starts to turn on Joe Exotic during the presidential campaign. His what? Oh yeah, Joe Exotic runs for president. His campaign manager is the guy who sold him ammo at Walmart. Okay, I thought you said this was a documentary, but a whole lot of this is clearly made up. No, it's not made up. It just takes place in rural Oklahoma and Florida. Oh, Okay, I didn't realize that. That explains it. Yeah. Wow, well, I guess that pretty much covers it, huh? Actually, I feel like I've covered only 5% of it. I didn't even touch upon the guy who looks like if Tim Robbins started a cult. Okay, well, how does the whole thing end? Well, eventually Joe hires Jeff Lowe's right-hand man to go murder Carol Baskin, and then Joe goes to jail. What? Did the guy do it? No, but he took the money for it, and he doesn't go to jail? No. Are all the tigers okay? I don't know. Probably not. Do you think it's a little weird that we're going to profit off of people profiting off of animal abuse? No, I think because we're like an extra step removed from the animal abuse, we're actually okay and our profit's cool. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, because I got to be honest, I feel like pretty much all the people you mentioned should probably be in jail. Well, a lot of these people have been in jail or, will go to jail. I mean, it sounds like Carol Baskin's doing just fine, Yeah, that's a good point. They have pretty much closed that case. I don't really see them looking into that any further.
I don't know. I love pitch meetings. Ryan George is like the funniest guy on YouTube.
That's pretty good, man. I didn't know that he was like a Milli Vanilli there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that.
That makes sense, though. He doesn't sound good when he talks, so why would he sound good when he sings?
Yeah. What's up, Dark Mavis? All right. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. I hope really appreciate it.
I hope you get some support out there. I will continue to spread the word and working with you behind the scenes. Like I said, we've been in contact several times, and I think we're going to remain in contact to see what is up. But before we get out of here, I want to go to Rich. Rich, tell everyone where they can find you.
They can find me at Josh's house when the range gets open with my nods and shooting at night with my loudest gun I ever had.
Hey, Rich, I got a question for you.
Yes.
All right, Josh. No, just kidding. I'm just joking, Rich.
Don't forget, I know where you live.
That is true.
Anyhow, you can find me on flyingrich.com or youtube.com/flyingrich, where I have unbelievably good videos about all sorts of stuff that nobody cares about. And flyingrich_official, because somebody else has Flying Rich on Instagram.
Did you shoot the AK yet?
Not yet. I just got home. This is like the first day I haven't been like slammed, and I got to fix the freaking sink.
In the Ghost Gunner.
Oh, and a Ghost Gunner, right? Yeah, it's still in my garage.
All right.
There'll be a video coming out on how to fix a Ghost Gunner 3 that UPS dropped 6 feet.
Yeah,
nice.
Crazy. All right. And Black Diamond Guns and Gear, Josh.
Yeah. Oh, we are a YouTube channel, and we're on Instagram and Facebook. We don't ever use Facebook, and we don't ever use Twitter. We don't ever use Parler. We don't ever use what are the other stuff that's out there?
MySpace.
Yeah, we don't ever use TikTok. Don't use MySpace. So you can find us on YouTube. We got a website, 76tuesday.com. But you can support our efforts at the GoFundMe, man. Like I said, I really, really appreciate and very humbled by everybody that's given everything they have. I couldn't ask for a better community to be behind me, man. It's great. And thank you all for donating. Thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to win this thing and bring it home.
Yeah, and everyone out there, check out 280U and also DLD After Dark. Those were two awesome channels. I just saw them both come in. But there you go. Oh, the goddamn Bacon wants to know, are you on Friendster?
I don't even know what that is, man.
Friendster, you know what Friendster is?
Mm-mm.
Rich, you know what Friendster is, right?
I've heard of it. I just haven't been on it.
I was on Friendster. It was the original social media.
To do
more original than MySpace?
Oh, yeah. MySpace replaced Friendster. That got replaced by Facebook.
Now, what came before AOL? It was
Prodigy.
Prodigy, yeah.
I was on Prodigy. I was on AOL. I was on Friendster. I'm old school. I was on BBS's.
ICQ.
Oh, hell yeah. With
ICQ,
FidoNet.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, FidoNet. I was on actually IRC. Internet Relay Chat. All that good stuff. Play MUDs.
People ask us to do a what's the other thing?
Telegram, Discord.
Discord, yeah. People ask us to do a Discord, and I'm just like, dude, I'm doing good to do what we're doing right now.
If you want to join
Discord,
the Discord,
is like a whole nother world to me. I've tried to get on it.
Every time I get a Discord invite, I hate. There's so many different Discords, and I just got turned off by it because I was like on call, and it's like 2 a.m. You know, I'm like, oh, F me. So
I have
just
no
like
idea how to use
silence.
it. Like, even if I got on the laptop and tried to use it, couldn't figure it out. If I did it on the app on my phone, couldn't figure it out. Like, it's
Yeah,
so
if
weird.
you're a geek, you figure it out. But
Oh,
I guess.
S. Armitage, Mrs. Mudds. I played him in college, man. Oh, tell Letty I said what's up. What's up, Letty? That's the daughter. What's up, Letty? We're watching you. Yeah, I was on talking to Dark on the phone the other day, and Dark's like, "Oh, I'm talking to the guy that's always on the internet," and she goes, "Kevin Dixie."
Yes, I am.
I thought that was kind of funny. Are you Kevin Dixie? I'm like, no, I'm not Kevin Dixie. Yeah, Girl Lives in Gun says, "Get on Fire and Fanatic." I don't know what that is. All right, let me do my outro. Just go to crumpy.com for everything. John Crump. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/John Crump. If you want to support the channel, you can do that, or you can hit that little channel membership button below, and we can have a wonderful time. Join my Discord, even though Josh hates Discords. But, you know, hey, what can you do, right? Josh hates me. So I don't know why he hates me so much, but he does.
That's a lie.
All right. I got one more question for Rich. Hey, Rich, let me ask you this. What are your plans coming for the weekend?
This weekend?
Yeah.